Oh, you thought I was asleep? Get up. You thought I was asleep? Boom. What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show. So let's get into it. Now, real quick, people, I just want to address something. I want to let it be known this video right here is going out to all the trolls. Yeah, y'all know who y'all are. All the trolls in the comments that think prison ain't a real place. Well, end up there. Find out if you wanna. If you on your way to prison right now, please pay attention to what I'm about to tell y'all, people. You cannot trust anybody. You are gonna be sleeping in a pod around hundreds of different men that you don't know. And at all times, you gotta protect yourself. There is no sleeping. Yeah. That means when you want to try and get a little rest, well, don't count on that. You always got to be half up. You can never fully just knock out until you surrounded by a crew that's going to have your back. And even then, you still better off staying half up. Never take your shoes off. If you ain't washing them, don't take them off. Now let's get to the story, y'all. My day will start off just like any other day. I get up for breakfast, come back, work out, hit the rec, walk the track, come back, lunchtime, hit the mess hall. Same routine, and that's what prison teaches you, y'all. A routine. Whether or not any of y'all want to admit it, that's what prison teaches you. A routine. So that you can be better in society. So you can get up and go to work every morning. Why the hell you think they make us get up at 6 o'clock every morning for breakfast? We ain't got to get up that early in the morning to eat no food, but they're trying to get us in the routine of being good people in society. Get up for work 6 in the morning. Have your lunch around 11, 12 o'clock. Get back to work. Dinner time around 6, 7 o'clock. That's healthy for you. All right, now, lights out at 9 o'clock because they're getting you in the routine that the world wants you to be in. Not that I condone it, because I definitely don't follow that routine. I'm going to get up for breakfast when the hell I feel like it. Anyway, I got a whole nother story on that one. Yeah, but we're not going to get there. All right, let's go. So, it's about 2, maybe 3 in the morning. And like I said, I'm sleeping. You know, at this time, I don't have a cellmate. So I'm sleeping pretty good, honestly. I'm not going to lie. When you don't have a cellmate, that's the only time that you can get some good sleep. Because there's nobody around but maybe the rats that's crawling around that's going to bother you. That's another story. Ratatouille stew. Now, I hear the chains, the locks clicking. And immediately, I look up. I see the COs pointing their light in. Inmate, stay as you are. They're telling me not to move. And I'm like, all right, man, all right, get that light out my face, man. They opening the door, and they're bringing a new inmate in. It's a white boy. Now, I don't care who you put in my cell, whether they white, black, whatever race they are, because I'm not a racist. So I get along with anybody that knows how to jail, pretty much. And if you're a newbie, you got to be at least willing to listen and learn. But if you come in my cell on some BS, like you fitting to run something, we're going to have an immediate problem. Now, they'll let them in there, take the cuffs off them, lock the doors back, and they go about their way. The COs bounce. So now immediately, y'all know what time it is. I gotta run the rules down to him. I hop out my bunk and I let him know from the door as if he couldn't tell already because I was laying in the bottom bunk. But I said, hey, what's up, man? You got the top bunk. And I looked at him and I said, listen, it's late. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning right now. But this cell right here, this is my cell. So me and you, we're going to have a discussion in the morning. Go ahead and get in your bunk and we'll have the conversation in the morning. So that was that. Slept through the night, halfway at least. Got up in the morning. Time for breakfast, 6 a.m. Now, soon as breakfast was called, before we head out the cell, I pulled old boy aside. And I said, hold on for a minute. We got to have that talk. And he was like, I, man, I. Now, what I didn't tell y'all is it was late at night. The lights was off. All I knew was that he was a white boy. I couldn't see that much. Now, the lights are on, and I'm looking at him. He got all types of racist tattoos all over his arms. He got swastika, all types of stuff. Now I'm looking, and he looking at me. He like, hey, look, man, look. I can explain. He's like, it ain't what you think. And I'm like, nah. I'm like, well, what do I think? Explain. He said, listen, I used to be part of the AB and I'm walking away. I don't want to live that lifestyle no more. I don't want to be racist anymore. So you ain't got to worry about that. He's like, I ain't got to worry about what? You ain't got to worry about me, being a problem. And I'm like, oh, I know that. I know you ain't going to be a problem. Because the minute you look like a problem, it's lights out. What's your name anyway, white boy? He's like, hey, my name Marcus. Everybody just call me Big Mark. And I'm like, all right, Marcus. Listen. Like I said, you got the top bunk. You make sure the sheet go up when you go to the bathroom. You get low to that toilet to piss. Don't you let one speck of urine pop out of that urine bowl onto my bunk. You don't let nothing hit the floor. The cell stays clean. No visitors. Do I need to repeat myself on anything? And Marcus like, Nah, man, nah. I got it, man, I got it. I ain't gonna be no problem. Man. I'm just trying to do my time and go home. I'm over all it. I'm done, man. I'm done. I just want to go home. And I'm like, all right, man, all right. I'm gonna believe you. I'm gonna believe that you're telling me the truth right now, Marcus. Don't prove me wrong. Do not make me have to do something to you. Because I'm telling you right now, Marcus, I'm not going to, hold back. If I think for any minute that you try and disrespect me, Marcus, well, I ain't got to explain to you what's going to happen. And he like, all right, man, all right, dang. Now we go on to breakfast. And Marcus, as expected, he sits with the white people. Now, he's sitting with a table of neutrons, which Marcus ain't a neutron. He was part of the ABs, but I guess Marcus was telling the truth. He couldn't sit at their table no more. It's almost like they excommunicated him or something. So, he would sit where he fit, with some newbies. I saw one of them go over to Marcus. This guy named Stick. Tall, skinny dude. about 6 foot. They called him Stick because how skinny he was. But he was an AB. Same thing. Racist tattoos all over him. Swastikas tatted on his face. All that. And I seen him go over there and whisper something in Marcus' ear. And then Marcus would just look over there at the table where the ABs was sitting. And the leader, he would just look up. And he got this smile on his face, like this devilish smile. Just looking, and he laughing. And the whole table started laughing. And it's like they pointing and making fun of Marcus. Like, look at this loser. Ha! Now, Marcus, he's just trying to do his time. He don't want nothing to do with his past. Now, I know y'all say, nah, man, once you like that, you always like that. That's what you would think. But I guess something must have happened to Marcus to make him have a change of heart. I don't know what it was, and I don't really care. Because honestly, to me, if you still rocking those tattoos, then yeah, to me it is what it is. Ain't nothing changed but the wind. So we come back to the cell, and now I'm talking to Marcus. Now I'm laying it on Marcus. Listen, I let you slide the first 2 nights, but now I need to see that paperwork. What are you in here for, Marcus? I need to know what you in here for, to make sure you ain't got no bad charges. And Marcus like, nah, man, nah, I ain't got no bad charges. Nah, I'm in here for armed robbery, man. I ain't do nothing bad. I ain't do nothing bad. And I'm like, all right, well, let me see. And Marcus pulls his charges out. I'm going through them. And I'm like, all right. So Marcus telling the truth. All right, so I shoved the papers back over to him and hit him on. All right, so what you supposed to be, Marcus? You an AB or something? What you supposed to be? What's up with all them tattoos all over your body? I mean, what I'm supposed to think? And Marcus like, listen, man, I'm trying to change my life. I'm trying to get away from the ABs. I'm trying to walk the straight and narrow. I'm up for parole in 4 years, man. I only got 4 years and I could possibly get out of here. All I want to do is do this time, do my programs, and go home. I'm not going to be no trouble for you up in this cell. You ain't got to worry about that. So, next count will come. We all go our separate ways. Now, I go right away and tell Dee Dee what's going on. I'm like, listen, I got this dude in my cell. I checked him, his paperwork right, but it's something about him I don't like, Dee Dee. I think this dude is still rocking with the ABs on the low, like he a sleeper or something. Something ain't sitting right with me about his answers to the questions I'm asking him. And Dee Dee like, well, I mean, what you want to do? I'm like, I don't want to do nothing to him until I really know for sure. So we're like, all right, bet. Just keep an eye on him. Keep an eye on him. Now, one of the homies was see. They would see Mark talking to the ABs. They surrounding him, y'all. Now, I don't know if this was a friendly meeting or he was forced into this meeting, but they said he was surrounded, and, the ABs was just like pretty much taunting him and telling him stuff. And what somebody overheard them say was, either you gonna help us or we gonna unalive you, and we're gonna touch your family on the outside. And a whole bunch of stuff that they said they was gonna do to Mark and his family. Now, fast forward to the cell. It's last lockdown. We ain't here for the night, y'all. I got my hookup. I'm over there eating. I'm chilling. About to smoke me a black and mild. Call it a night. Now, Marcus, he's up there on his bunk, reading a book. I'm thinking, this dude is just weird. Like, he see me eating all this food. He ain't even ask for none. He just up there chilling in his own little world. And I don't care. He can starve as far as I'm concerned. I ain't going to offer none. So I'm just sitting there dogging my food. And when I'm done, I'll brush my teeth, wash my bowl, put it up in my locker, and I go ahead and get in my bunk. Now, I'm fitting to go ahead and get my half shut eye. Remember, I told you, you can't fully sleep in prison with all the crazy noises going around, the rats scurrying across the floor. You might see a roach crawling on the wall. Different things, y'all. People in other cells across snoring, your own cellmate snoring. You can't sleep in prison. Don't even think about it. But apparently, my bunkie, Marcus, Big Mark, thought your boy was sleeping. Yeah, y'all. Now, first of all, I always sleep with my back to the wall. That way I know for certain can't nobody sneak up on me. Now, when you hear creaking in the bed and it's like whatever it's doing. You can hear that. And if you're a light sleeper, which I am, it's going to immediately put you on alert. Now, I open my eye and I look. And I could see, when you could see motion happening, the bunk was kind of moving because he was up there slowly trying to get down off the bunk without me noticing from the other side. Now, I act like I was still laying there asleep, and I saw this guy, Mark, was approaching me with a file down toothbrush. It was melted and filed down into a sharp end. Had tape wrapped around it. And supposedly what I was told was that he was approached by one of the ABs, the dude's stick. They gave him the toothbrush and told him, tonight or you're done. Meaning he had to make a move on me tonight. And I also found out that, Mark was lying. He wants to be with the ABs, but they got him on probation because they don't know if they could trust him or not. So this is supposed to be his act of loyalty because they don't like the fact that me and Dee Dee and the rest of the homies be pushing up on their kind for that commissary, on that extortion. So, as Mark tries to inch towards my bunk, from the top bunk, he didn't even get down all the way. He's halfway down off the bunk, and he's trying to reach my throat with the toothbrush. I opened my eye and I caught his arm, and I twisted it. Twisted it till the toothbrush dropped on the floor. Then I grabbed Mark, y'all. Grabbed Mark in that cell. Start working him out. Gut shots. Bang! 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 Grabbed him. Tossed him around some more. Threw him up against that wall. And it was almost like a Mortal Kombat finishing move. I've never done this before and never done it again. But I grabbed Mark by his throat and I said, "You was trying to unalive me? You was trying to unalive me? And Mark over there squirming. I cocked my right arm back and I punched him so hard in his face. When I say this has never happened before and probably will never happen again, my whole fist literally went in his mouth. I think at least 5 teeth popped out. Chiclets. Pop, 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 pop. My hand was all scarred up and scratched. So that's had to be from the teeth popping out. It was like a finishing move. I hit him so hard in his mouth. Boom. Had to pull my hand out of his mouth. Ah! He lucky I ain't go right through the back of his skull. It was almost like my fist was made of adamantium. Yeah, y'all. I don't know. Get in the comment box, y'all. It's something about adrenaline. Adrenaline will turn you into a monster. And when you got the certain adrenaline, like being scared or being in a rush or whatever it happens to be that sets your brain off to react and create that natural adrenaline. That natural adrenaline will make you be able to punch through somebody's heart. You'll be snatching the heart out of somebody's chest like Indiana Jones. Shakti Day, Shakti Day. Yeah. Big Mark dropped to the floor, holding his mouth, trying to talk. My teeth, my teeth. And he like, I ain't want to do it. They made me do it. They made me do it. And I'm like, who made you do what? And like, the ABs. ABs. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I get it. So they made you try to unalive me. All right, I see. I bent down and I picked up that toothbrush. That sharpened toothbrush that he came at me with. And I took it. I grabbed him by his head. And I shoved that toothbrush all the way up homeboy's nose. Yeah. To the pointy part was poking out. The top of that piece by his forehead, by his eyebrows. And then I let him drop to the ground and squirm around. He pulled it out, and then he was just squirting all over the cell. Red stuff everywhere. And when the COs came, I was standing way back on the other side of the cell like I was scared. And I said, yo, he just did that to himself, man. He was still holding the toothbrush that he pulled out because he was in shock. I said, he just did that to himself, man. Yo, get this dude out of here. He crazy. He been trying to hurt himself all night. And they actually believe that shit, y'all. And they took him up out of there in the medical. And that was that. So listen, y'all. Let that be a reminder to everyone. Be very, very aware of your surroundings and who you're with. Things could go left in the New York minute. And if you don't think so, just wait till you touch down in that prison yard. And you find out the hard way that you just got placed in the wrong pod. And now you're going to have to defend yourself day in and day out. Alright, y'all, look. That is going to be the end of that story. If you like content like this, like, share, subscribe. Hit that hype button. Y'all already know the vibes. I am your boy, Jersey Street Corner. This is the Prison Talk Show. And I'm out.